Welcome back to the Builder's Bench. I'm Craig Larkins. May is Mental Health Month. Today, we welcome Rose Olsen from the Tailgate Toolkit to the bench to talk about the program and a new leadership training helping crews on the ground. First of all, I heard that you got a new promotion and a new title.
I sure did, Craig.
And what is that? Because I don't have it written down here.
I'm officially the program lead of the Tailgate Toolkit.
Okay.
So pretty much making sure all of our coordinators are ready to go and supportive and taking on the awesomeness.
Well, congratulations on the promotion. Well deserved. So let's talk about, we have talked about this in the past, but for those who aren't familiar with the Tailgate Toolkit, what is the program all about?
So Tailgate Toolkit is an innovative free educational program that brings awareness about mental health, substance use, and pain management within constructions and trades, and pretty much bringing guys the info, what's happening in their industry and how they can help their own families, friends, communities, coworkers and stuff.
And is it accessible to anyone?
Absolutely anybody. We're mostly focused on construction, trade, transport, forestry, but knowledge is power. And the more people know what's going on, the better they can help the people that they know that are in constructions and trades as well.
A huge component to that is supervisor training and how to assist supervisors and leaders in industry with individuals dealing with addiction. So let's talk about the program itself. Let's start with the leadership program. Let's dive into that. What is it all about? Where do people start, essentially?
Absolutely. So leadership was made and created to help leaders, safety, CSOs, all that kinds, higher ups, acknowledge, recognize mental health and substance use in their teams. And how do they support? How do you approach? What do you say? Where do you send them? What's in your community? So we made a breakdown of what is stigma, what is harm reduction, what is mental health, legal obligations, Indigenous perspectives, pretty much giving all types of leaders anywhere in construction and the guys on the ground the information of how they can help and recognize it. What do you do? What do you say? How do you act? How can you be? How can you be supportive if you're not comfortable in exactly doing all the things that's in there? But how do you start? How do you say hello? Where do you begin? So you pretty much, if anybody wants to sign up for it, you just contact us. And not only do we have leadership training, but we promote other educational centers and facilities and stuff that give free education in the same thing, deeper dives into anything. But it's pretty much just a breakdown of how do you say it? How do you support? How do you connect? Where do you start?
So what would a typical session look like when you show up to a job site or a company? What does a typical session look like?
So, I mean, if it's something as equal as like a toolbox talk or an naloxone training, it is anywhere on site too. We can be under the building with you guys and talking about all that stuff and training on site with or without slides, in offices with our CEOs and superintendents and all that kind of stuff with hands-on equipment. But leadership is a total of 8 hours, 4 hours online, 8 hours in person, free lunch provided by the host of the class as well. So everything, and it's completely free, worth gold seal points, knowledge, power, awesomeness, you support in the teams. How do you keep your teams connected, supported, and aware, and just going forward with that?
How important do you think this is? I mean, besides the obvious, we always ask that question, like for, first of all, to offer the support, but then also the support on the other side of that spectrum. Like, how important are these conversations to start?
Well, I mean, everybody, the guys on the ground want employers to do more. They want the support. They want to know that their work matters, what they're doing matters, and the dedication they're giving to their work matters as well. So, I mean, here, having the leaders get this knowledge and education and being present and showing that they are caring and taking a step towards support moves mountains. Even being present and just being aware of what's happening on site, even if it's not personal, but even work related, moves mountains on its own. The guys want to know that the employers and their leaders care, not just about the physical job of what they're doing, but also their mental and psychological health as well. Construction and trades is an ever changing, ever going, go, pressure society, building construction community all on its own. So how do we keep the guys running at 80% instead of 20%, but still being the providers for their families, for themselves, still being the guys that they want to be, but functioning at 80-90% instead of 10.
It's so interesting what a conversation can do and how that can just impact someone's life and change it in some ways. So how long have you been with Tailgate?
Almost 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
So you've done quite a bit of talks. You've done quite a bit of training.
Absolutely.
What sort of impact, what is it like for you being out there? What are you seeing? Are you seeing the change? Is it, you're in the trenches. Like, what does it feel like? What does it look like?
I mean, no, when people see our booths at an event or something and they immediately go, we don't really need that. it almost is like a challenge to me, because it's like, okay, maybe you don't need it now. What if you need it in a couple months when you've hired someone new?
Mm-hmm.
Seeing that the guys, I mean, obviously it's a heavy subject. It's something that people don't want to talk about. Stigma, substances, mental health, but it's a huge conversation right now. What you see is after someone gets a talk, after the teams see that they're not alone, that there are supports out there, that most supervisors and CEOs have an open door policy, that they have the support, they change their benefits to adapt to our people, the light bulbs start going off, conversations are had. I've had a company on the island who I did a talk with, and a month later I got an email and they were still talking about that conversation today, and they were still doing it.
It's interesting that you say that the reaction is they don't need it now, but I mean, preparation is also key, that maybe you eventually might need this
Absolutely.
on your job site or in your workplace. So how do people access the program? How do people get in touch with you if they're looking into setting up something?
Well, I'm on LinkedIn, Tailgate Toolkit website. Everything we do is free and we're province-wide. So if it's not just me here in Vancouver, we have somebody in Kelowna, someone in Prince George, someone on the island, and someone in Calgary that can do that through our emails, through our website, LinkedIn, social media, through our RCAs, Vancouver Regional Construction Association, of course. And pick up the phone, send me an email, inquire. I mean, questions is knowledge and knowledge is power.
And the entire Tailgate team is actually in the house right now as we're recording the session. So you guys are gearing up, getting some strategy and how to support industry as a whole. So thank you so much for being here. You can find past episodes of the Builders Bench on VRCA's website. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and invite your friends to take a seat on the bench with us. Rose, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.